everybody, and welcome to Mind Blowing Energy and You. I'm Lynn Profit, your host from Living Currents Energy and Life Coaching. And today we are lucky to have the guest that we have. But first, I would actually like to thank our sponsor, the South Edmonton Speakers Club. Actually, it's a great place to come and meet new people, share your business ideas, and just have the opportunity to actually speak in front of an audience. In case that's something that scares the crap out of you, it's a great place to come with a supportive group of people. And today we have Zandra Bell. She is an award-winning motivational humorist and global woman of vision. And Zandra stands for bringing joy to the job, creating inspirational hilarity customized to her clients' workplace challenges and corporate reality. Designed to unite and empower her audiences, Zandra's keynote presentations are the best solution to resolve stress, maximizing employee engagement, and boosting staff productivity. So in demand as well as an innovative marketing mentor, Zandra combines her creative vision with her brilliant wordsmithing to enlighten entrepreneurs on the art of ingenious business revitalization. She's actually also an international best-selling author, speaking talent, and business success catalyst. So Zandra is simply creativity personified. So thank you so much for being here today, Zandra. It is just incredible actually to have somebody that has all of that here on my show.
Oh, thank you so much, Lynn. Actually, I'm really thrilled to be able to talk with you, particularly, and look at you at the same time, branching out into real modern technology. A bit of a Luddite myself.
Oh, yeah, I get it totally. This whole world of learning all these new fancy things that are out there, which to young people, they aren't new and fancy at all. Yeah, look at us moving up in the world.
I know, but hey, you don't get anywhere unless you go outside your comfort zone.
Well, you know what, honestly, for me, doing this podcast alone was stepping outside of my comfort zone, and now I love it. So this is great.
Well, you do so well at it.
Oh, well, thank you. So, Zandra, you do all of these amazing things, and, you're obviously well recognized. So just tell us more about what it is that you do, because I know there's quite a few things, and how those things benefit your clients.
Well, I use the power of words, essentially, written and spoken, in both sides of my business. The first side being inspirational hilarity. That's where, in the guise of my comedic alter ego, Shirley Best, that some of your listeners / viewers may know of. Shirley is a corporate stress management expert and certified credit card utilization consultant in her little world. But of course, in my world, Shirley is as a corporate motivational humorist. And through the power of words, we can really get in there and get people laughing at the negative, change their attitudes, uplift, inspire, empower. The humor, and of course words, the words that create the humor, are just so powerful in a workplace. It's simply such an amazing tool to work with employees, and obviously happy, productive employees mean a better business bottom line. Laugh your way to the bank is one of my taglines on that side. So by the same token, on the other side of my business, Ingenious Business Revitalization, that's using my skills as a wordsmith, as well as my out-of-the-box kind of creative thinking, to basically help women entrepreneurs get their message out in the right way that gets their customers, potential clients, coming their way. So it's a difference between, well, what do you do? Oh, that's nice. And what do you do? Oh, I want that. Let me book you. That's what we want. Obviously, the second one. So in any case, to me, the right words make you more money.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, it's, and it's interesting because I have seen you speak now, and the way that you use words, and you talk about your creativity is incredible. incredible. And the humor just, it almost doesn't seem to matter what you're speaking about. The humor draws people in.
Yes, humor is very, very compelling. I think it's kind of a leveling force, like if you think what makes something funny, we all relate to it. Oh, I've been there. Oh, yeah. Is she ever telling it like it is? That's particularly Shirley's popularity, her being that relative we all have that comes to the family reunion and clothing a little outlandish, makeup a little too garish, but people are reluctantly admiring that she tells it, the way everyone is thinking, oh, I'm keeping my mouth shut on this one, but not Shirley. She'll just come and blurt it out. So yes, you're quite correct. And I think that, I want to say, because the last time when you did see me speak was at your speakers club, what a fabulous thing that you're doing, Lynn. I brought, as you know, a whole group of my clients because I believe every business person needs to learn how to speak. They may not be a paid speaker like I have been for years, but they need to speak in order to get their message out there. Hello. And, it's an incredible, welcoming and inclusive, safe environment is what you provide for these people. And I was very impressed. You are an excellent hostess, shall we say, for the whole event, like commentator / social convener. You did a tremendous job, really. I highly recommend your speakers club.
Well, thank you. I didn't know the podcast was going to turn back on me, but hey, cool.
It has to be said as far as I'm concerned, because people should know about this.
Yeah, well, and you're right. And, just, it doesn't matter if your audience is one person or a group of people. You are so right that, getting the right message out, and like what you do with the wordsmithing is so important. And it is interesting that I know for myself, for some of the writing I've done, which isn't a ton, but the little bit that I have done is, I know actually I've checked out, like even Googled like emotional value words, just, to get across what you're trying to accomplish. And so, you're like, did you take writing, or were you just gifted with writing in the first place?
I mean, obviously in grade school and high school, I, would have pursued English courses that were in the creative writing realm. But at university, I was writing all the time. I majored in philosophy and linguistics and a lot of it was in French because I'm bilingual.
Oh.
And so, I mean, there was all kinds of analysis of literature and, actually looking at how things were expressed by the great authors out there, and seeing how certain nuances, certain choices of words can really paint a picture, change the mood. And now you take that and you put it in your marketing world, so to speak, and how you can, emotion sells. I mean, when we connect with our potential client from an emotional standpoint, that's, again, a powerful tool. So yes, we would choose words that do evoke what we want to, create, or what we're trying to, what would be the best way to express what the solution we provide, let's just say. Yeah, there are certain words, for instance, like I think in terms of the price, like here's my price, here's my fee. Those are basic words, but I think of when people are, asking me, obviously there's, compensation, that you want in financial form. I say my investment levels, because that's truly what it is.
Yeah.
Like, you are getting a return on the money that you would invest. And so notice the difference there.
Yeah.
Another example I point out to clients is when you're wanting people to come to a workshop or whatever, people will say, register for my workshop. Register? You register for school or the army or something. These are not necessarily pleasant. But if you join us at this event,
Right.
that again is emotional, because we all want to be part of something, part of a team, part of a family. So that subliminally join us, it's got that inviting. So yeah, there's definitely ways to phrase things better.
Yeah, and just even from what you said, like just now, is like, yeah, that so many of us don't think of that, and especially people that are, I guess in a sense, depending on the business that they're in and things like that. I mean, you're looking at different types of clientele. So yeah, I guess then that comes down to knowing who your clients really are, or who the clients that you want are, right. And then using the right words to bring them in.
Exactly. Who are you selling to?
Yeah. And sorry, but it's so interesting because, like just what you've been talking about, because I'm thinking, everything from just your promotional material that's like a one sentence or, just a few words kind of thing, right down to, say you are doing like, say a speech in front of a group of people. Mm-hmm. Every single part of it, yeah, like the words can be so powerful.
Exactly. Right? Every part matters, because you may have, like, in your speakers club, it's 5 minutes to make your point. Or if you're doing a keynote, obviously it's a lot longer. And I always wonder, I mean, there are all different ways to do things, but I think as professionally speaking, and also keeping in mind the maximum impact, why do people get up there and say, thank you, everybody, and thank you so-and-so for having this event, and isn't this a lovely day? I'm texting already. I have lost interest, you know what I mean? And you put a day of that together. Maybe you're at one of those events where there's numerous speakers, mm-hmm. and they all get up and comment on the weather, and this can be done in the bathroom. I mean, this can be done one-on-one. Like, you want to get up there and you want to arrest their attention right away. Yeah. And then hold it through the power of your words right through to the end, because that again is it's accomplishing everything. You come off as the expert and confident and convicted in your subject matter, believing in yourself as the expert and the provider of their solution, which helps you in sales. I mean, and the audience isn't bored. They're whoa, and I mean, even elevator speeches, you're familiar, no doubt, with that word. Mm-hmm. For people who may not know that, it's a typical phrase that's used to describe the little introduction we're often asked to do at a networking meeting. And I think it comes from the idea that if you're in an elevator and someone's getting off, can you say in a succinct and effective way what you do quickly and get it out there? And I myself add in, and to the point that it's so compelling that people stay with you. They don't get off at your floor. Yeah. They're like, tell me more, and continue on with it. But an elevator speech generally is like, hi, I'm Jane Doe. Yes, I have a business at home, I don't know, weaving my children's cast off hair into baskets. I don't know, but it goes like the same format. And I get up there and change it all around, like lead with the results. Because really people don't buy what you do in terms of your service or your product. They more buy what it does for them, especially these days that it's me. We live in that kind of, per egocentric society. So, what's in it for them? That certainly, arrests people's attention. If you stood up and again, my tagline is the right words make you more money. So I could just lead with that. The mm-hmm. right words actually do make you more money. Oh, I want more money. I'm going to sit up and pay attention. You see what I mean? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah. And, okay, so from my perspective also as well, like, being an energy coach and everything that I do revolves around energy. Words alone actually are so interesting because they are energy. And as whether they come out of our mouths and they are interpreted as an audio signal, they are still energy. And we're transmitting that energy. And and the different words do seriously carry different energies.
Absolutely. And that's why it's so important to do away with all that negative self-talk, because you can totally self-sabotage. Imagine, what we put ourselves through. I know women are very, body shaming and on their own. They'll, oh, look at me. Oh my God, I look like something that just came out the wrong end of RuPaul's Drag Race. I mean, it's like we are always sort of putting ourselves down, like, oh my God, my thighs are the size of Sequoia trunks. I don't know. It's so easy to do that, and yet that negativity is an energy that's actually wearing on us. So we want to change it around. We want to look at that luscious lump of woman. Oh, if I love my one chin, I love all four. Go for it, right? Because again, that positivity does change things. Conjure up positive energy, inspiring. I mean, if you're going to try to release weight, as a lot of women want to, it works far better to love yourself at every stage of the game as you reduce than to, oh, you scum, you need to lose weight. In every area of life, you're quite correct. It's great that you brought the energy in there, because there's so much of that subliminal, emotional that comes with words.
And actually, the part, for some reason, you just triggered this for me as well, is it is really interesting the way our language and the words we use actually change the more we become more positive within ourselves and loving ourselves, that we do actually start using different words.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you notice that with clients or, just people in general?
I notice a lot of my clients, I've had clients that told me that they tell me after the fact, when you first told me all these words and how they were, I thought you were crazy, but now I'm beginning to see what you're talking about. And then they are starting to use things like, one of my favorite words, I guess, because it is part of my business name. I mean, I obviously chose it for that reason, is revitalize. Like, revitalize is being a linguistics major. It has that basis in life, the Latin, again, I can't quote you the exact Latin word that it comes from, but vital, that's life. And revitalizing is what we want to do every day, I think that, from an energy point of view, I'm sure you'll agree, we neglect to realize our personal power. We just kind of go through life by rote, a mundane, get up, do this, whatever. And yet we are, as they say, spiritual beings living in a human experience. So we need to tap into that personal power that we have in everything we do. Like, to really, when I get down and obviously we all have those moments where we do, why do I do this? I just say, remember who you really are. And then I picture that power source inside and personify it. Maybe I like the kind of Stevie Nicks experience of the hair blowing in the wind as I stand on the mountaintop, strong, powerful, like a warrior princess. And I mean, whatever it takes, right? But when I get into that mode of empowerment, well, that's when you can make things happen. And we all have that ability to make things happen.
Yes, we do. And I agree with everything you said, although except for I have the problem with the hair blowing in the wind.
You can always envision it if you like.
Yeah. Actually, no, I can't. I've never had long hair, so I'm a little lost on the whole. I can feel it move a little.
Well, again, you can have your own fantasy.
I'll have to come up with something else that doesn't involve hair blowing. But I'll figure something out.
But yeah, no, energy is really a part of everything, that we do. As you well know, I'm preaching to the choir here, and words behind things like elevator speeches and our business, our sales, sales.
Yeah.
What is the exchange of I have the solution to your pain point or your problem, and you have the solution to mine in the form of financial,
Right.
recompense, because now I can pay my rent. That's an exchange of energy in a way, because money is energy. And so we're dealing with energy all the time. And I think if we had a better realization of that, we would be more equipped to maximize results.
Yes. Yeah. Actually, it's very, yeah. I know even for myself, it was actually a bit of a struggle to come to the conclusion and accept that accepting payment from somebody is just an energy exchange.
Yeah.
That's all it is. But we've tied so much to money that it comes across as something much more, I think we kind of put it on the pedestal that it doesn't belong on. It's just energy on the even playing field.
I know selling often gets a bad rap because, I was just saying last Friday, I was speaking and I read somewhere that selling is, kind of forcing someone to buy something they don't want or need for a price they can't afford. And, I just this person does not understand sales at all, because as you well know, again, we all have our areas of expertise. It's been going on for, that exchange of solution. I mean, I have goats and they give milk, and so could I have some of that milk and I'll give you some of my hen's eggs. That exchange, that barter has been going on for years. So what's the difference when you add in money? Really? I mean, it's just, that's our current form of currency. And I think that too, we all know we're here to help people. So just because you ask for money for your services does not negate that. And if you can't support yourself through your work, and working with your passion, how are you going to continue to help people? So you have to have money. There's nothing noble about it at all. In fact, the opposite. I think sales is a really noble thing, and it's exciting. It's to imagine, to know that you can make a person happy, you can help them. I think that's just, it gives me shivers up and down my spine just talking about it.
Yeah, well, actually, just that subject alone is really interesting in the fact of, it does really show one of the great areas that we've been taught lack. We've been taught that we don't deserve, and that goes back actually to, in a sense, actually the words that we use as well. It starts coming through in that, and it's just one example, really. And I'm just finding it so interesting how, the more you're talking, the more I'm thinking about the words, that we can use the words to shift our thoughts about things, and we shift our words when we shift our thoughts about things. So it's kind of like this cycle of, you start shifting one, you start shifting the other.
Yeah, and because words, again, are just energy, like you say. So we can use that energy anytime we want. We are in control, as I was saying it when we last had Speakers Club. We are, in a way, it's perhaps bad news in that, oops, the buck stops here, so no more excuses. But on the other hand, it's a really empowering thing to think that if you don't like the way things are going, you have to do the work inside to see. You brought up the not deserving, which I think is really a large block in a lot of people, because somewhere along the line they were taught that, or they felt they had to punish themselves because they screwed up their life. And this is all kind of in their own little mind, like maybe someone told them that, but that was years ago. And I mean, if we don't make mistakes as humans, we don't grow or learn. Like a baby falls down a million times in its its quest to walk. It doesn't get up and walk. So why would we think that as entrepreneurs or business people or whatever, as adults, that we wouldn't make mistakes? And they're not so horrible. Why have we been taught that to fail is so bad and that we would avoid doing something? And because we might fail at it, God forbid, and yet if that's how we would learn how to do it better.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I don't know. There's just so many directions that I can see this conversation going. Because it does just amaze me how interesting, things like I talked of earlier spoke of earlier. I guess I should use proper English. But how words are, when we speak them, they're an audible energy, being translated through our auditory system. So, and then when we read words, they're translated again through a visual system. But just how interesting it is that, those are almost a little more concrete because we see them. It's within our five senses. We recognize that it's come so easily to us that we don't even think about it. But it's interesting too that whoever is presenting to us, whether it is they're presenting us a business card with a one statement on it and their business name, or they're actually speaking to us, but it's the energy as well that they portray that is literally coming from their heart, the energy of who they truly are. We forget that is a huge part of our energy exchange with everybody else that's here having their earthly experience. And so, like you're doing your wordsmithing, all of a sudden it brings such an interesting spin to things again. And yet, when we're talking about speaking in front of somebody, our energy is just as important.
For sure, because confidence and again that conviction in what you're saying, your message going out there, whether it be presenting, whether it be sales, that's contagious. People may not at that moment really get everything that it is about what you're selling or what you're saying, but what they're caught up in is, wow, this person really knows what they're talking about, because you're coming off that way, you're exuding that energy. And I kind of think that a lot of there's that phrase, to be, act as if. And, that is where that, even when you're terrified, even when, you're off, like outside your comfort zone, we'll say, because we started with that, get it together and tap into that power we were talking about, and you'll be okay, because like you truly are okay and you are safe. And because obviously a lot of people think of, public speaking as a horrifying experience. I have a presentation called Death, Rattlesnakes, and Public Speaking, because I read on the internet that those are the three greatest fears, right? Oh, God. It's right up there with death and rattlesnakes. I always joke, I always fear that they won't give me the microphone, and I won't get to speak, but that's just me. I'm a Gemini with a Gemini rising. So talk. But I think you're right. You're in an excellent line of work, being an energy mentor yourself, because we're talking about results. All the results that people would want, be it money, success, be it, the love of their lives, the love of a family, part of a group, health, the perfect body, revitalization, rejuvenation, all that is possible through recognizing and doing that energy work, getting that foundation. I always say that we live in a society that thinks that the answer's on the outside, the acquisitive. I'll just get those new shoes, I'll take that course, I'll trade in my spouse for a new one, and everything will be okay. But it's really an inner work, a spiritual version of 1-800 I've got junk, and getting in there and getting that junk out, so that whole, the law of attraction talks about, like attracting like. Right. When people are like, why doesn't that work for me? Well, because you've got the I don't deserve, or you've got the that'll happen for other people, but not me, because somehow it doesn't apply to you because somebody told you that. But whatever blocks that are there, they should be going to you to get out of the way so that they can have everything they want. Because we can, I think, have everything we want if we do the work and those lines of energy flowing.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, for sure. Actually, we haven't got too much time left, but I do want to ask you, whether it's, you're speaking as Zandra or you're speaking as Shirley, how do you deal with your energy when you're doing like large events?
Well, interesting that you ask, because I have a whole ritual, in a sense, that I go through, in a way, particularly as Shirley, because I do think of humor as a divine gift. I mean, that may seem strange, but I think it's again, a high level way of a method of coping that we've been given. Because if you can still laugh about the most dire situation, then you're a step up, right? Because again, that like attracts like. So one little step up attracts something better, and another one, again, you're up again, instead of spiraling down the drain kind of thing. So I go through a clearing that, I kind of run my chakras, and I think of myself as really a conduit for whatever you want to call, like, divine energy flowing through me, being almost processed through my heart chakra. And it's really a way of spreading love. Now, that might be really weird, and I don't know that Richard Pryor or any of the other, comedians out there, you name them. I don't know if they go through that. But remember, I'm a corporate comedian, and I'm working with people, that I want to improve their philosophy, like, the things we've been talking about, the life truths that we've spoken of today. I want to get through to them through humor, as well as how to work better in their workplace. And, I've by that time, I've customized it all. So I know what their challenges are. Mm-hmm. Now the trick is to look at them differently, because we really have no control of what happens. We have the control over how we react to it. And that's the kind of thing I want to get out to them. So I think of myself, as I say, as that conduit that, gets that energy, moves it. And I think just being aware like that, and then being able to stir them and cause them to laugh, to, there's parts of my presentation that bring a tear to the eye sometimes as well. But the important thing is get through the apathy, that, facade of, like, I don't care, that we put on these days just to get through life. But to be able to pierce their armor, get into that real authentic person inside, and make a difference. So I need energy to do that. I need all my personal power. So I think of it, as I say, predominantly as Shirley because of the humor, but as Zandra as well. When I speak as myself, I really want to, I may not be being funny, like laugh a minute like Shirley is, but obviously I am sort of I always say I'm crazy like a fox, But I always want to leave them positively changed.
Right. Mm. Yeah, and like I said, after having seen you speak, I was blown away. I'm not even sure that's the right words. I was so brought in right off the bat. I laughed. I learned something, and it was like educational entertainment. It was amazing. And, and to this, like, I mean, that was a few weeks ago, whatever it was. And I still haven't forgot what you talked about.
Oh, that's cool.
So, yeah, I mean, it was presented in such a way that it stuck with me. Like, it really, it was something that connected to me so well. And I mean, I love humor. I could laugh my way through just about everything, even, situations where people don't find it so funny. I'm like, people don't get me sometimes either. I get that. But yeah, that is absolutely incredible what you do. And honestly, Shirley, thank you, Shirley. I did it again. That's twice I have done that. I don't know why I do that. So Zandra, thank you.
I like to think that I have a little better fashion sense than she does.
Yeah, and the thing is, I have never seen you as Shirley.
Oh, well.
So I don't know why I keep making that connection.
Well, Shirley's kind of a force of her force to be reckoned with, an entity unto herself. She's even beyond me. Like sometimes when I look at Shirley, I'm like, holy, I just can't believe that's me. But in a way, it's not really. I mean, it is, but it isn't,
freedom to play with another part of yourself.
That's right.
I don't know. Maybe more of us need that.
Yeah, well, it is a good outlet for sure. And she teaches me a lot. She's fearless, and
yeah.
There, what other people think. In fact, that's one of her favorite sayings. What other people think of you is none of your business.
Yeah. And what a great point, though, actually. Well, geez, we could talk about that forever, too.
Yeah.
Well,
do this again sometime.
Yes, exactly. Well, thank you so much, Zandra. I mean, honestly, it is an honor to have you here today. And I can't wait to hear you speak again. And yeah, and anybody that is watching or listening at this point in time, at the end of the podcast, you'll be able to see some of Zandra's contact information. So if you're interested in any part of what Zandra does, so whether it's her speaking or being a business success catalyst, whether it's Shirley or Zandra, you have a corporate event. If you want to get hold of Shirley, geez. Okay, Zandra, I am so sorry. I just can't stop. But if you want to get hold of Zandra, yes, her contact information will be at the end. If you are interested in Speakers Club, you can contact myself at any of my information that will be available at the end of the podcast as well. Or if you're interested in any type of energy coaching or just want to find out more about it, please feel free to contact me. So thank you again, Zandra. I'm glad you could be here today, and I can't wait to chat with you again.
My pleasure, Lynn. Thank you very much.
Great. And everybody, go have a great week, and we will see you next time with another fantastic guest.